Hello! In this video, I am going to walk you through my very simple and straightforward LinkedIn system to help you generate more leads on the platform and ultimately get more clients. Now, just to start off here, if you don't use LinkedIn currently, that is no problem at all. This video is going to be really straightforward. It's going to walk through all of the basics as well as the things that are going to need to book you more meetings. I just want to show you the system that I use consistently every single day to book meetings on the platform, okay? And it's not any crazy tech or stupid automations or anything like that. This is really straightforward. You can do this literally from tomorrow, okay? So first thing that I want to say here is LinkedIn is such a powerful social media platform if you have a B2B business. If you sell to other companies, you more than likely are going to need to understand who that person within the business is that is the decision maker for the service that you provide, okay? So it doesn't matter whether you're selling software to a business, whether you are selling services like cleaning or landscaping or building services, it could be professional services, it doesn't matter, right? You need to find the decision maker within that business that ultimately you want to talk to sell to. And LinkedIn is so good for that because you can see people's job titles and the business that they're in. It's literally someone waving a banner saying, hey, like, I'm the right person for you to sell to, okay? Now, with that being said, what we don't want to do is go onto LinkedIn and send out an absolute army of pitches and cold DMs that, let's face it, nobody's ever going to look at or open, right? And my goal for this video at least is to show you the way that you can do this and actually generate decent leads from LinkedIn and book calls. Just to give you some context, like in the last week alone, I've booked in 4 calls just from LinkedIn, all from inbound. Okay, so that's discarding my outbound. These are people that have messaged me and said, hey, like, can we have a call? I want to find out what you do, right? So just from an inbound perspective, it's really valuable. Then you layer on top some outbound work and you've got a machine that is actually booking you calls on a regular basis. So let me jump into this system, right? So this quite simply is, if I can zoom in here, this is the system that I'm just going to walk you through today. Now, to begin with, what I'm assuming here is that you have a profile on the platform, right? And you understand the basics. You understand how to search for people. You understand how to send a message, right? I'm gonna say that we've got that bit dialed in. And the first thing that we really need to look at here is content, right? Now, not enough people put content out on LinkedIn. In fact, just 1% of the active users on LinkedIn put out content, which is crazy. 99% of people don't put out content on the platform, and less than 1% do that on a daily basis. So the first thing to give you the absolute, like, an incredible advantage over like 90% of your competition or 99% of your competition is to be able to put out content on a regular basis. Now, I think that the content on LinkedIn or the content strategy on LinkedIn has changed over the years, and where we are now, we should be talking more and more about the problem that you solve and the thing that you do. If you look at some of my content from a little while back, I talk about actually being less salesy in your content and giving people more of a behind the scenes. But actually, the way that the content has shifted, or we've seen it shift on LinkedIn, I think these days you need to be talking to a very specific type of person and telling them how you can solve their problem, right? The impressions at the moment on LinkedIn are as low as they've ever been, right? And that's because the platform is becoming more and more saturated. So the content that you do put out, it needs to be very narrow. It needs to talk about what you do, the problems that you solve, and who you solve it for. You are not putting out content to go viral or get 100,000 impressions or more than that, right? You're putting out content to speak to a very specific person. The way that I like to do this, when I'm writing content, I like to picture a client that I've already got, or someone that I really want to work with, and I write the content for that person specifically. Okay, and that's just kind of a mental frame that I use when I'm writing content to help me really get into the mind and understand the problems that person is facing and how we can solve that more specifically. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to say. Now, what we do want to do on LinkedIn is we want to send out connection requests. Every single week on LinkedIn, you're going to get about 100 connection requests to send. So you want to be maxing them out every single week. I go to the search bar, search for the job title that you want to sell to, so whether that's managing directors, operations managers, CMOs, general managers, whatever it is, okay? And then you can filter down by location and a number of other things, right? So we want to send out as many connection requests as possible because those people who connect with you, A, are going to look and see your content, okay? But B, they're likely to go to your profile, right? Which kind of leads us on to the next bit. Now, your profile on LinkedIn is like a landing page within itself. When you connect with someone, they might come and take a look. If you're putting out content on a regular basis, they're probably going to click on you and come and have a look at what you do. This is the prime example, and people miss out on this all the time. this is the prime time to actually tell that person, hey, this is what I do, in a very short and sharp way. So you can do that in your banner, which is the bit that kind of sits behind your profile picture at the top, and in your headline, okay, which is the bit that sits underneath your name. So rather than saying, I'm the owner of a landscaping business, right? You want to say, I help these types of people deal with this type of problem or solve this type of thing. You've also got an about section on your profile. Your about section should literally just say, like, this is what I do, this is who I work with, here's some of the things we've done previously, like, this is how you can get in contact with me. Like, think about it as the same as like a landing page, okay? Now, basically from there, with the connection requests that are going out, with the content that's going out, people that come and look at your profile, you're going to get new connections and followers, okay? Simply by sending connection requests and putting out content on a regular basis, people are going to follow you because they want to see more of your content, or they're going to accept your connection request because you're doing it consistently. Now, two things happen from there, right? Like, I've already talked about content, but the more people that are connected with you and the more people that are following you, quite simply means the more people see your content. And if that content literally is just repeating, like, this is what we do, this is who we do it for, these are the problems that we solve, this is how great we are, right? That is nurturing people over a longer period of time. Everything that you do should just be explaining, this is what we do, this is why we're great, these are the problems that we solve, these are the typical things that we see, and these are the outcomes of what we do, right? Your content should just be driving that home. You don't need, when you're putting out content, you don't need to come up with new content every single day, okay? People need to be reminded more than they need to be told, right? So, like, you can recycle the same post, but you can also just talk about the same stuff, not necessarily every single day, but definitely once a month, right? And even over like a 3-month period or a 90-day period, I would literally look at the content that works well and repost it, because people don't remember it. People are not looking. People don't care enough about what you're posting to remember it word for word. So the stuff that works really well, just take it, copy paste, put a new picture on it, and put it out again, okay? And you'll see that it does well again. Now, two things happen from here. In fact, let's go this way first. So what's going to happen when you're putting out that content on a regular basis and you're talking about the problems and the pains is you're going to get inbound messages. These are your ideal clients in the job roles, in the businesses that you want to talk to. They're going to message you and say, hey, I've seen your content, I think you can help me, can we have a conversation, right? And from there, it's very straightforward. You send them a link to your calendar, right? And from there, they then book in, and then you go through your sales process from there. I'm not going to run through sales process and whatever, but ultimately you're either going to like do the call with them, they're going to no-show you, or you need to follow up with them, right? But this is not a video to run through that. Ultimately, connecting with the right people, putting out content that talks to their pains equals inbound messages, right? That's not going to happen overnight, but if you are consistent with it and you're continually adding new people to your network, inbound messages are going to come through, right? Now, the second thing that we're going to do here is outbound. When you're adding new connections, what you're doing is you're adding people that you can now reach out to and send messages to. This is not a video to talk about in-mail messages or paid strategies or anything like that. I'm talking about organic LinkedIn and organic outreach, okay? So everybody that connects with you allows you to then send them messages. And what you can do there is everybody that connects with you, first thing that you should do is you should send them an outreach message. That message should say, hi John, like, really appreciate you connecting with me, like, this is what we do, love to learn a bit more about yourself, and actually not going into a pitch but trying to build a bit of a rapport. Now, a hack for this, which is not really a hack, but the thing that works best for this is send them a video, right? Everybody these days has got a smartphone that will take a video. When that person connects with you, shoot a 30-second video, hold your camera up in front of your face, shoot a video that says, hi John, really appreciate you connecting. I just wanted to send this to kind of put a face to a name. This is not a pitch. I just wanted to check in and say hi. I own a company called ABC and we do X, Y, and Z. Would love to learn a little bit more about yourself. You don't have to send me a video back, but if you want to just connect and let me know what you do, that'd be fantastic. Something like that, okay? You haven't got to use that word for word, but a video gets significantly higher watch rates or open rates than just a text-based message does, because people are intrigued. People don't do it very much, or people don't get videos on LinkedIn very much, and therefore the open rate and the watch rate is going to be significantly higher than just a text-based message. And ultimately, because you've taken the 3 seconds to say, like, oh, hi John, like, thanks for connecting, face to a name, and you've built a little bit of rapport, you're trying to build a little bit of rapport, the likelihood that they're going to respond to you significantly increases, okay? Now, you're going to take that process through, you're going to take that conversation through a couple of steps, right? You don't want to just get one reply and then say, hey, let's book a call, I'd love to pitch you some stuff. You're going to have a normal conversation with them. Now, something that I've got here for free for you, I've got a DM database. Now, what this does is take cold messages through a warming up stage in terms of questions that you can ask, things that you can prompt them with, and it's just a 5-step process of that DM conversation all the way through to booking in. If you would like that database, it's completely free. Like, there's no hook here. There's like, I will put it in the description of this video. You can literally just click on that and get that framework to help you go from cold message all the way through to booked call. It's probably the easiest and the quickest way that I can provide you with that value rather than talking you all the way through it now. Okay, but with that being said, what I would do is send them an outreach video. If you don't want to be on video, I would do a voice note. If you can't talk, I would literally write a message, but I would do it in that order. If they don't reply, what we're going to do is we're going to send them 1 follow-up, then we're going to send them 2 follow-ups, and then we're going to send them 3 follow-ups, right? If they don't reply after those follow-up attempts, then no problem at all. You keep putting out content. You keep talking about the problems that you can solve, and hopefully, eventually, that person goes from your content and they send you an inbound message, okay? The people that do reply, you want to take them through that conversation, okay? And again, if you want my DM database, I'll put it in the description of this video. You literally just click on it and it's yours. Take them through that, but we're going to get them to the point where we're going to send them a calendar link and then get them booked in to a call, okay? There's no secrets here. There's no like fancy stuff there, but there are kind of a couple of key pillars to getting leads and booking meetings from LinkedIn, okay? The first thing is that consistent connection rate, okay? Sending out the connection request right at the beginning up here, look, doing that on a regular basis will bring through anywhere between like 25 to 75 people every single week into your network so that you can send them outbound messages, okay? If we're not connecting with new people, you can't do the outreach. And if you're not doing the outreach, you're relying on inbound, okay? So the first thing that we need to do is send that every single week, right? And if you don't use it, you lose it, so make sure you do it. The second thing here is content. Putting out content consistently 3 to 5 times a week. And again, making that shift from airy-fairy soft content and just going straight into like, these are the problems we solve, this is what we do, this is what we see typically from these types of people, and this is how we solve those problems type of content. Now, if you're like, well, I just don't know what to post, I've got no idea what to post, 2 things. 1, connect with me on LinkedIn, look at my content, you'll see the directness around it. That's the first thing that you can do, like whether it's me, whether it's other people, like go and look at content that works and resonates and connects with you and go, okay, well, what about this content makes me want to, what about this interests me, what makes me want to talk to this person, okay? You can connect with myself, follow myself, or whoever else, right? The second thing is we have we've got a program where we do a lot of this stuff within it. There's content frameworks, there's hooks, there's structures, there's all sorts of stuff. If you're a business owner and you need some help with just generating leads and getting new clients, that is what we do. We either do it for businesses or we help them do it themselves. So if you're interested in that, again, there's a link in the description down there. You can grab a call with myself. We'll chat through it. Anyway, so that's the second thing, okay, the content. And then lastly, obviously, we don't really have control over the inbound messages. So what we do need to do is we need to have the outbound messages going out on a regular basis, on that regular cadence, okay? As many connections accept your request is the same amount of messages that we want to be sending every single week so that we are continuously doing that outreach, because continuous outreach equals continuous meetings, okay? And the last thing here, again, just to kind of reiterate up here, but it is profile. The profile, your personal landing page, okay, is so underplayed. So many people just don't have an optimized profile, which just misses. They miss out so much business because people go to their profile, they're still a little bit unsure on what they do, how they do it, who they do it for, that they then click off and go somewhere else. Where actually, if you optimize that profile, you're going to get more inbound messages because people can see what you do and they're like, this person can help me with the thing that I'm currently facing, okay? So they're kind of the 4 things: connection requests, content, your profile, and then outreach. If you do that on a consistent basis, you are going to generate leads from LinkedIn. You are going to book meetings from LinkedIn. It's such a useful platform. It's such a underutilized platform that if you can just do this stuff on a regular basis, you absolutely will grow your business and get more clients and generate leads from the platform. So I hope that is helpful. I hope that just seeing those things there and understanding that it's not rocket science, it's nothing crazy. You haven't got to have crazy amounts of automations and systems in here. You can do this just off of those sort of like 4 key things. And if you need help with the messages, as I say, there is a database under this video that you literally can just download, and you can see the frameworks of cold messaging that we use. Get that completely for free. And if you'd like a little bit of help with this, as I say, we run a program where we help business owners do this, as well as a bunch of other things in their business to help them generate more leads, close more deals, get more clients, make more money. And if you want to have a conversation about that, then again, there is a link underneath this video in the description. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.